Hey my YouTube friends, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Well, night. It's already 11 o'clock at night where I'm at Central Time. And today I just wanted to talk to you guys and see what you guys think about a certain topic that's been kind of lingering in my head a little, and I feel like God put it into me. So I decided to come in and make a little video about it to see what you guys think and respect of everything that's going on. So I hope to make videos that I hope to inspire, create hope and faith and love. So let's get to it with this thing. So I know a lot of you guys probably miss church. I know I miss going to church a lot. I miss being able to gather and congregate and talk to different people and be able to sit and be like, hey sister or whatever, and just being, because sometimes they become one of your closest friends. Or every Sunday you'd be like, hey, you guys want to come join us for Sunday brunch or Sunday lunch or whatever it is. And so I felt like God was telling me to read the story of Moses, and I've been reading the story of Moses, and now I'm starting to understand why he put that in my head, because through this pandemic I feel like he's teaching us how to be the church instead of being in the church. And it's just so difficult because right now with the schools closing down again, I feel like there's a lot of pros and cons to it. There's a lot of the people say, well, the virus ain't going nowhere. We just need to learn to adapt, and we just need to go let the children go to school, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like instead of arguing about it, and instead of going forward and trying to figure out, yeah, blah, 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 this, or yeah, this and that, we just need to pray about it and have God do his will and let God take dominion over the school situation and let him take control and let him decide what is the best situation and is the outcome. Because if you guys recall in the story of Moses, he actually throws a lot of diseases at them, the plague and all this other stuff, and he tells them, go tell them that they have to put the blood of the lamb outside and with bread and the cross, at the doors to know not to enter. And the ones that didn't listen, it entered their home, and it took a lot of a lot of people's lives, and it made them ill. But God warned them about this, and I feel like this is not any different. Like, I feel that instead of becoming one with one another, like everybody becoming one with another, we're becoming worse than the virus. If we are all criticizing each other constantly, we're all just talking negative to each other. There's people complaining they don't want to wear the mask, or there's people saying that the masks are too controlling of the government's controlling you, and that's the way you need to control. Well, God does say that you need to obey the laws of the government, and a lot of people are going and protesting that you need to let us worship 100%, you need to let us worship, and I feel like, no, that's not the case. Like, God is trying to tell us something. I feel like God himself, whether you believe in God or not, my opinion is that I feel like he's trying to tell us something. He's trying to teach us something in this precious book. Because we can all go to church and sit down and listen to a pastor or a reverend or a priest or a father, however you call them, preach, and they would be great. But do we really practice that in our own home? Like, are we really being the church? Because the Bible says that you have to learn how to be the church. And I feel like that's exactly what God is trying to teach us, is how to be the church instead of being in the church. And learning to adapt to you being your own pastor. You learning how to prophesize your own, reading the Bible, like asking him for guidance. Like, that's why they always say before you read the Bible, it's always good to ask to read it, because God prophesied and said there'll be many people, many men who will see, hear, and listen, but will not do that. So it's like you and I will be able to see, hear, but we won't be able to listen or see or hear his word. We'll be blind to it. We won't understand. And we have to ask for spiritual guidance to help us understand this precious book. Because sometimes I'm reading it and I'm like, God, how do you even pronounce that person's name or that city that you're trying to get me to pronounce in this? And I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. So they have a lot of beautiful names in here that are hard to pronounce. So, I've been reading and I've been, studying the word and putting my 2 cents at everything I do, and just praying for just whatever it is. And right now, we all just need to quiet ourselves down, and we all just need to join and come in prayer. Come together in prayer. Because at the end of the day, you and I are not much different. We're all in this together. The virus is in Mexico. The virus is in China. The virus is in Italy. The virus is in Europe. The virus is in Africa. The virus is everywhere. You name it. And it's not going nowhere. And it's not going to go nowhere. So that's why I feel like if we take our time, instead of bickering and arguing and fighting over everything that's been going on in this world, I've seen hundreds and hundreds of videos. Just right now, one of my family members, one of my mom's cousins on Facebook posted this video. And then I started to realize, oh my gosh, how it's been affecting me. It was a couple of black people. I don't know what they were arguing or fighting about. But they were all beating up on this girl. And all of a sudden you see this young guy come. And I think the little girl looked like 2 or 3. She didn't look any older. Came and just kicked her right in the head. Just because. He just came and just knocked her right in the head and she started crying. And it just angered me. Like, I was angry and furious. Like, who would do such a thing? And then here is this other person, hopeless, getting her, because it's more than one person attacking her. And I'm just like, oh God. Like, and I feel like we have to be like David. Prepare ourselves. Like, David was being almost eaten to death because he was stuck with the lion. And he submitted himself to God and surrendered himself to God fully. And God freed him from that. And then there was Jonah, who was stuck in a whale, I believe, yeah. And that thing ate him up. And he was in there for I don't know how many days and how many nights in that. And he still was able to come out alive. And he submitted himself to God as well. And with that said, if we take the time to stop and just come together in unity, whether it be you're Buddhist or you just believe in the universe or whatever it is that you believe in, just come together and just stop thinking as the glass being half full and half empty, and just see it as full, as completely full, and seeing it in the light that we need to see. And let God is in control of everything, and we know that God will control the situation. And if we just ask Him, like they say, ask and you shall receive, keep on seeking and you will find, keep on knocking and doors will open. I truly believe that. I truly believe that in my heart, that is the verse that He had set for me. Because everybody's been arguing about the whole kids should go to school and blah blah blah, they need to be educated, and then everybody's like, no, kids should be at home because this virus is not going nowhere and it's gonna kill people. And then there's teachers that don't want to teach because they're afraid of the virus. And I get both sides. See, I'm 50-50. I'm on both sides. I can't be like on just either or, because I understand the kids need to get educated. Just like I understand that teachers need to stay at home to feel healthy, to feel safe, to feel protected, because I feel like we're going to have to work extra hard. Like, as I was praying, He gave me a vision of a classroom of a bunch of kids not listening and teachers having to work extra hard trying to sanitize everything. And that's why I did the last video on sanitation, on how to sanitize your life, because that's exactly what I feel like God is telling us. Like, what are you doing to sanitize your life, to cleanse your life out, to make sure that you are doing everything you need to do to bring good, instead of arguing and fighting and becoming this person who, everywhere I see people arguing and fighting, let us preach, let us preach. We get it. We want to go back to church. I want to go back to church. We've been going to church in our car. We've been having revival meetings in our car. That's what our pastor calls it. And it's 102 out, 102 degrees. And we go out in the parking lot of the church, and we'll just all go to church. And they bought a radio frequency, and they go out, and we turn her to the radio station. And I think it's 999. It's an FM station, 9.43 or 4.1 something, 9.43, and you tune it on, and you can hear them choir out there. You can see them, but that way, just in case if it's too hot and you want to turn on your AC, you can be in your car and listen to them, tune on, and the music is playing and blah blah blah. It's great, don't get me wrong, but when it's hot, ugh. And you don't want to waste, because you don't got a lot of money to waste gas. You're just like, ugh. So you roll down your window, you turn it off for a while, but then it gets too stuffy. And if you have asthma and allergies like I do, you're just like, oh, there, please, And then your parents are looking at you like, yeah. Because my dad's very delicate with that too. And so he's like, okay, we'll turn on. And he's like not wanting to come to church because of that. And I feel that is the issue, is that we have to learn to adapt to this new genre that's going on. And instead of arguing and protesting about, let us be in our sanctuary, we need to just focus on this and read about it, pray about it, and let God handle it. Let him be our fighter. Let him be the one to fight this battle, because this is something that's out of our control. And no matter how hard we try, we're not going to get it, because we're acting like the virus ourselves. We're killing each other. We're going around spitting in each other's faces because we don't want to wear masks. We're going around terrorizing buildings. It's just uncalled for. In the world, the Bible does talk about those in Revelations, that the world is going to get worse and worse until Jesus comes. But until then, he says, stand firm, stay firm, and stand firm in my faith, and stand firm in me. And this is why I feel like we have to all stand up and stand firm and call up on him and become unity and pray. So I hope you guys like this Bible. Like this tutorial. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Thank you so much to all of you that do. And I hope you find this very beneficial. I hope to inspire, create faith, love, and hope. And I hope you guys have a great, fantastic night. And I'm just trying to create more faith, more hope, more love for this world, because I feel like we need more of that, instead of watching those stupid videos of people constantly beating up each other, because in reality, everyone deserves some kind of hope and some kind of encouragement, and they're not going to do it. Might as well be somebody else. So thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed these tutorials, and hopefully you guys think about what I talked about and join me in prayer. And if you guys want to, just comment below and say yeah, and just comment and let me know, and you'll see God will do great things. Good night.